National Esports Association's collegiate esports programs can help you get in the game. If you are new to esports or have an existing program, we can take you from the minors to the majors. Turnkey tournaments from registration to live streaming to leaderboard. Professional casters bring live commentary to your fans. Collaboration with leaders in the industry like HyperX, Microsoft, and Ingram Micro. Esports is keeping students engaged in this new virtual world. The National Esports Association understands it's difficult to run programs in this new time of social distancing. We have turnkey events in Mario Kart, NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite, Valorant, and Smash Bros. Plus, we can live stream entertainment to make it a fun, interactive event. Let us educate you and your team on the art of esports and help you get in the game. Play, win, repeat. The National Esports Association, helping shape the esport athletes of today to be the leaders of tomorrow.
It's happening again. Extra Life, the 24-hour gaming marathon where gamers across the world raise money for our local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. It feels good to do something we love to help kids, but it feels great to get closer through the magic of game. We enter as friends and leave as real-world heroes for sick kids everywhere. Sign up online. Extra Life. Play games. Heal kids.
Live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to MK League for round number 2. My name is Knight Chris Cunningham, and joined alongside me is Mega Jay Kesey, Jason Kilgore. We were just having a good old chat about a lot of things, honestly. I still need, I've lost my voice a little bit, so I'm just going to be just coasting this stream and see what happens. It's round 2. But Jason, what are you looking forward to today? We're 3 minutes away from getting into the action.
Since the MK League is friend rooms, I'm more interested to see how the rooms will shape up each one and who will be that X factor in each room in order to actually pretty much change the tide of how everyone's currently doing so far in the overall standings. But other than that, we're gonna see some very high intense gameplay from all these competitors. They're all going to be going for it because they know for a fact, where it be they're going for the prizes for this week, or they're trying to make sure that they're having enough points in order to solidify themselves even more into the top standings. All these players are here to win. They're here to race, and this is definitely going to be excitement.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think it's going to be interesting seeing who's going to be kind of pulling away to a degree. I mean, there's really two things going on, and it can kind of determine how you're going to play the tournament. You could be going for total points and trying to get into that top 12 in the standings. Top 12 we know are now going to move on instead of top 11 going into the finals, technically week 11 after week 10, so to speak. Or you have the ability to go big and go home, go for both. Go for the win overall in week 2, or go, and obviously with that, getting into that top 12. Because last week we saw Stevens and XNTS tie for first. Second time Stevens is outright tied after the controversial Sneaks finish. XNTS as well, our champion, tied for first. But also Rylan, 2 points behind there in third. So it's pretty crazy. Glitch is in fourth. And, we have the clutch, the quad from the HyperX charge play. We have the Cloud Core Alpha headset. And we also do have, I know I did that in reverse order, but
no,
you know what I mean. There's going to be multiple prizes on the line, and players can either go for the prizes, go for overall points, or both.
Right, and then the thing is, as well, with our prizes, so technically, it isn't designated to who gets what. So pretty much first place, they get first pick over the 4 prizes. Then second place gets second pick, third place gets third pick, and then fourth place pretty much ends up with whoever is left. So, I personally, I kind of enjoy that because it's like, if you could potentially aim for first and be like, cool, now I get to choose what prize I want. Versus where if you're a fourth, you're just in there like, dang, I actually end up with the scraps. Like, I'm not sure if I'm going to get the item that I want or if I'm going to get the item that I didn't want at all. But as you were saying, talking about XNTS and Stevens, I actually just looked at the rooms going in, and XNTS and Stevens are in the same room, and Chibi is also going to be in their room as well. So that's going to be an interesting battle between those 3. Rylan is going to be outside of that room. He's going to be in the other room with Asuna, Sneaks, Geronimo, Boo 7, Mario Party King, Unamunchi. So Rylan doesn't have to fight against those 3, but he will have a formidable opponent from Sneaks and Asuna.
Yeah, I was just smirking, not laughing at what you're saying, Mega. I just saw the rooms as well. Room number 1. Oh boy, you're going to have your hands full with room number 1, and I believe that might be the room that we might have on stream. And it's going to be just insane with Stevens, XNTS, Chibi. Then you also got to pepper that in with Kane, Oz, Blue Tunic, and Dave. So off stream, likely will be Unamunchi, Rylan, Mario Party King, Asuna, Sneaks, Geronimo, and Boo 7. But it's his 1 week, and again, it is all randomized. And these players obviously are skilled enough, regardless of if they're going to be displacing each other for the win. They are going to be focusing on getting themselves into that top 12. So. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is going to be a giant 32 race FFA, and that's what those players are going for. Obviously, these are just qualifier races.
Right. And then even on top of that as well, with like XNTS, Chibi, and Stevens in the same room, they're going to displace each other. But at the same time as well, I could still see all 3 of those potentially breaking away and still outscoring the second room. Just only because I could see the second room being a little bit more spammy and using their items to actually hit each other versus where Stevens, Chibi, and XTS, they're mostly just going to run the top 3 and go from there.
That would make sense. It is going to be a little bit more of a cultured room, especially with the fact that, I know guaranteed 5 out of those 7 are going to be competitive in the competitive scene. 3 out of the 7, again, being essentially Division 2 or higher. So it's going to really make for some very prime racing. And I think Oz, Blue Tunic, Kane, they're going to have their hands full. And Dave is going to have to hope, pray, not fall off, and drive. And I think that's going to be my words of advice here for anybody focusing in on Chibi, Stevens, or XNTS.
Now, I guess, because this is week 2, who is your early favorite for this week and then potentially for the grand finals? Early favorite.
Ooh, that's a great question. I think I will say this. It's hard to go up against XNTS. Chibi, with a good internet connection. So I don't want to dodge the question, but I honestly feel like there is going to be someone that we haven't seen yet coming in like week 4 or 5 that is going to sneak in and be a factor. While I don't have confidence into who's going to win, I really don't. I definitely think that you have to watch out for somebody coming in a little bit late that is going to rack up some points, get themselves into like 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th, and play a spoiler here.
Oh yeah,
what about you?
See, I'm like you. I can actually answer this question. So for today, honestly, my favorite for right now is XNTS at the moment, because I do see him be able to clutch out over Chibi and Stevens, especially with him having the battle with Chibi for first place for the Saturday Speedway finals when we did it. So I could see him potentially, getting momentum after race 12 over Chibi and just going from there and going to town. Now for the grand finals of things, my personal favorite for the grand finals, and it only depends if this person starts doing it again, because they did last week, they're not doing this week. I would have to say Glitch, just only because Glitch is the type of player where you don't want to mess with him because he's scary good, because he can outrun you, or he could out item you, or he can literally just predict any time a shock is going to happen and just move his way all the way up to first. So that is definitely the person that I am favoring, but only if Glitch continues to compete after this week.
Yeah, he's not in action this week. He is a very good pick, and honestly, you don't want to tick Glitch off because he's kind of like Liam Neeson. He can find you and kill you in the pack. It doesn't matter, and he won't lose spots over it. He's figured out this foolproof plan, a series of plays to make your death in Mario Kart look like an accident, and he'll still beat you. It's weird, but it works for him, and we've seen it time and time again on various streams. So more power to Glitch. But I do want to go back to that question, though, because as far as today goes, I actually do have a lot of confidence in Rylan. I think Rylan is going to break out from that room. I think Sneaks is going to be giving him a little bit of a challenge, and I think that Mario Party King and Asuna and Geronimo, they're all going to be kind of going back and forth. As far as Boost 7 goes, he will be a little bit of a wild card, and Unamunchi also will as well. Could play spoiler. Again, we saw her have some breakout runs last week. My only concern with her is her internet connection, and she is hosting the room. So
wait,
I want to pray. I want to pray for her.
Fine last week.
Everyone just send in a little prayer, because just in case, because of all the times that we have dealt with Unamunchi for our personal experience, internet has not been great.
It was
Same thing as Chibi.
Week.
I think if Chibi DCs, it's going to kill his momentum, and I think Chibi might go off to eat. He just wants to get in that top 12. He's food comes over that. It is Tuesday. He lives in Mexico. That might be appropriation right there. I don't know, but I'll tell you what I'm doing after this. I'm going to grab some tacos. But until then, we got 24 races of Mario Kart ahead of us.
Oh yes, also like a friendly reminder to everyone, the bots will be on for the friend rooms. So that can also change the momentum as well, because you can have bot shocks and bot glues coming into play. So that's another thing these competitors are going to have to worry about, especially the people that are front running, because these bots can ultimately change the momentum of anything that's going to happen today.
Yeah, and a shout out again to Blue Tunic in the Twitch chat. We are, again, smart enough not to call him Blue Tonic, but don't worry, there's no other Tuesday streams today. But Blue Tunic, we can pronounce your name correctly here. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how Blue Tunic is going to do against these players in room number 1, because Blue Tunic, I think, might have been in this room before last week with Kane, or XNTS, Stevens, I believe Kane as well, and Chibi. So it's very similar to the room that was last week, honestly. So obviously having a little bit of that familiarity is going to help, and the key is just going to be sticking with those front runners.
Most definitely. So, because Blue Tunic wasn't with XTS and Stevens. He was with...
Oh, he was in our stream room.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. So, yeah, two rooms on stream.
And he got 210, and he was going against Rylan, Glitch, Genja, Rar, Mario Party King, Kane, Spooky, and Dankies. So I personally, I do want to say that Blue Tunic is a favorable underdog. I do feel like he's going to be at that point where he's going to be consistent, and he's just going to keep staying in that high mid spots, especially for points, and then he's just going to go on from there.
All right, can you throw it to a HyperX commercial? I'll be right back.
All right, guys.
I'll be getting
So
started.
we're good. We're gonna start real soon. We're gonna go on to a quick commercial break from HyperX. So we'll see you guys real quick, and then the races will be starting.
All right, you're on. We're gonna get started here.
All right, guys, and welcome back. We are ready to get the MK League week number 2 started with the races. I'm ready for this. We're all ready. Like the anticipation is building in the room right now. Like, oh my god, I can't right now. I can't.
I am not ready, but I will be in about 30 seconds mentally. But yeah, there's going to be 7 players here. So there will be 5 computer players. I think I was mentioned before, something to keep in mind. And yeah, this is going to be really unique seeing how these players will fare here in this room. Ideally, no repicks, but again, it is kind of street rules. It's like gentleman rules, I guess. You're not going to get, I don't think, severely penalized, but you're going to get shunned if you repick here. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder as you go to repick or to remember your tracks, I guess.
Oh yeah, if you repick, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna look at you and be like, that wasn't very cash money of you, all right?
With the meme and
with the meme, yes. And we're already going into our first race for room 1, and we're going into Royal Raceway, which was chosen by Dave. So this is going to be interesting. As you can see, Dave, XNTS, Blue Tunic, Stevens, Oz, Chibi, and Kane are currently in this room. And Dave will be starting off in first place using the Waluigi Wiggler. He's going meta.
Yeah, I really like this room. You got a wide mix of players here. Can give you a quick rundown on everyone. We have XNTS from Florida, our defending champion. Stevens from across the pond in the UK. Darkland and Arcadia, respectively. You got Chibi, High Definition from Mexico. Dave, doing Dave things. Rocking out, repping NEA here. And Oz from Ascension. Kane from KMV, Massachusetts and Vermont, New England guys right there. So yeah, and Blue Tunic from Las Vegas. This is going to be a good one.
Oh yes, and as you already see, you do see Oz getting ready by Kane and Dave having the bomb. He throws it forward, but Blue Tunic got hit before the bomb, so Blue Tunic doesn't get hit by the bomb, but Dave will be in 4th place with Triple Mushrooms. Sitting right behind Kane. Kane's also going to take the cut. Dave is trying to just keep up with Kane at the moment, and I believe it's XNTS and Chibi currently running right now.
Yeah, I was just realizing no RAR, Jumbo J, or Glitch in action this week. Some of our week 1 contenders. So this could be relatively good for others. And already you're starting to see a lot of computers in the back, especially that Luigi and that Villager boy here, as it does look like it is going to be a mixture of XNTS up there at the front, potentially with Stevens. Oh, Dave gets hit here. Blue Shell is out as well. Blue Tunic also falling off. Stevens actually is coming up in the back, sandbagging there with the bullets. So that's going to be Chibi, and then also not Ryland, but that's going to be XNTS there up the front.
So because you have XNTS, Chibi, and Ozranium currently in the top 3. Stevens just caught up to 4th place. So those 4 are currently battling out. It looked like Oz got hit out, but now Oz is currently still sitting in 3rd place at the moment, and the red shell will be hitting Chibi, who is already hit, so it won't do anything. But Dave is now going to be in 4th with 4 shrooms, and a shot comes into play as his boo ended.
Yeah, you were looking right there a little bit at that infinite invincibility, and immediately, just bad timing there from Dave. He had the right thing going on, but look, he is in 2nd, has an air horn. Is he going to hold the green to play it safe? He's got to watch out there from XNTS. Oh, tries to get it going. Does still get 2nd, though, over Stevens. So well done by Dave. XNTS Dave. Stevens, Chibi, Oz, Kane, Blue Tunic there. Unfortunately, I think that last-minute shock really kind of collected a few individuals. But Dave, clearly the ultimate benefactor of it, gets 2nd overall.
Oh, yes. So with XNTS getting that 1st place, that's the momentum that he needs right now in the beginning, and hopefully he can hold on to it. Dave getting that 2nd place over Stevens, that actually surprised me because I thought Stevens got the draft on Dave in order to get it, but apparently it wasn't fast enough, wasn't quick enough in order for him to actually pass Dave for the win.
Yeah, that was something. I honestly thought Stevens might have clutched that out there as well. But here we go. It is going to be DP3 for this next track. And I'm really kind of curious to see what's going to happen. I would want to predict that Stevens might go back to back here, or we're going to see a lot of players just front run and obviously do the NISC and try to ride off into the sunset. So one of the two.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Now the thing is with XNTS, I know for a fact he can front run this. He will take the first no iron shortcut and just go down from there. Now Stevens is not going to bag. Stevens is actually trying to run. Chibi will be getting hit out, and now Dave is going to be moving up into fourth place with 2 shrooms, and he's going to be right behind Oz. And as you can see, XNTS already extended his lead. XNTS was the only one to actually take the miss and still take the water shortcut versus getting the item boxes. So he's going to be able to have this lead for a little bit until potentially Blue Shell comes, and Dave's just getting murdered in the back right now.
Yeah, it's XNTS. He can check out here. Chibi and Stevens have to be a little bit aware of that. But the shot comes into play. It's going to be good for Stevens, at least getting some residual shrooms. And has a blue and a bill. So this would be kind of spicy here. This is going to hit XNTS as he's nearly about to lap Villager Boy. And we're going to see Dave use the bill there. I actually do like the placement of that. Hopefully this bill will not be super hard on him, throwing him off into this left corner. But no, he actually got let off right in between turns, which is good for him. He hops right into his star. There could be a very late shock here. I'm not sure, but good pull here again for Dave.
And right now, as you can see, it was a battle for first between XNTS and Chibi. And as you can see, Oz is currently sitting in third. Dave being third. Can he win? Oh, that's going to be close, but it looks like Chibi's going to take home first place on DP3. And Oz, hold up.
Late shock.
The one person that I want to mention right now is Oz. Oz has been keeping up with the top 3 because for both races, and he got fourth. He got that score doesn't add up, but he got 4th and 5th in both races. So Oz is trying to prove a point that he can run with these guys, but the issue is that he's getting killed right at the end. So if Oz can just do something different in these next upcoming races, he has the opportunity to change the momentum into his favor right now. But seeing this battle between XNTS, Chibi, Dave is in this battle now too, so it's definitely going to be exciting. As you see, it's Dave and Chibi who are currently tied right now for first.
Yeah, what's crazy too is that I do agree with Oz. Oz was doing an incredible job on both Royal and DP3, but Dave, I was a little bit curious if he was going to go swing around, go into that item box, but he held on to his shroom, used it. Kind of knew he had to get into that star a little prematurely because there was a red coming from behind him, and had enough momentum with the star to be able to go through the cut, and did an incredible job there. Honestly, I was surprised, and Dave is really off to a pretty hot start here. There are 22 races to go. Dry Desert is going to be a lottery ticket pick, so we'll have to see exactly how this will play out, especially with the computer players there in the back.
And the thing is, none of the human players are bagging, so this is really just going to be a front-running presence until the bot shocks comes in at this point. As you see, Dave is currently sitting in third behind Stevens and XNTS with a red right now, and he has a mushroom as well. He's going to red out Stevens, and now he's going to be in second right behind XNTS.
Yeah, and I think this is kind of the right move from some of these players, because you got to assume it's kind of like it is a 7 human player race. And obviously you're going to be only getting those power items mainly in 9 through 12. So you really do have to sacrifice a lot of track position if you do want to end up going back and getting those spots, considering how bad the bots are relative to the human players. See Oz here in 4th, and now Dave here in Boo. This could be relatively good here depending on what these players pull here at this item set, at least the bots there. So we'll have to see exactly what that'll be. No shock yet, but I do sense it's coming in the next set. but XNTS has already checked out by about half a turn, like quarter of a lap over the rest of the field.
And right now, as you can see, Chibi is going to be currently in second place. XTS is in first. Stevenson third. And right now, Dave is in fourth, and he's trying to battle with Stevens, trying to get that momentum. But Stevens having the triple shrooms as well, being able to still have the better speed than Dave right now. He's going to hold on to that third. The gap is slowly closing between Chibi and XNTS at the moment, but it's not enough unless Chibi gets triple shrooms for the cut. And as you can see, XTS will be getting hit out from first, and now that gap between first and second are pretty much close to each other.
Dave only gets one box here. That's a little bit rough. Does get hit there by that blue shell. Has to avoid getting shocked here over the sand. Does get hit out. That's going to be, I think, Boo 7. Kane passing him there is Boo.
Kane.
Yeah. And so Kane passing him, Oz, Blue Tunic, they're getting 6th and 7th, but XNTS getting the win there. So already the top 4 are breaking away. That's XNTS, Chibi, and Stevens, and as well Dave.
And now the thing is, with Dave sitting in that third place spot and Stevens is only 2 points behind Dave, that's definitely interesting to see what's going to happen to now. Actually, I think this is currently right now, the best that Dave has been doing, correctly. It's he ate his bowl of Wheaties and, the breakfast of champions, and he's ready for today. He's ready.
Super Bell Subway is where we're going next. At least it's a little bit better and cleaner than New York and no aggressive rats that are hungry. So should be making for an exciting 4th race. And I'm really curious to see if players are going to be opting not to bag here. But only time will tell. Trying to shift my... Oh, there we go. Cool. My screen here a little bit to get a better view.
And right now, everyone is right next to her, bumping each other into the walls. Chibi will be in first place at the moment, while Oz is currently sitting in second, with Steven sitting in third, Dave is sitting in fourth. And the low battery for Dave, not a good sign. So hopefully he charges his after this race, so that he just doesn't DC. Oh wait, he's the host, so he will DC the room, and he gets hit by a green shell from Blue Tunic. So now Blue Tunic is currently going to be sitting in 7th right now.
Dave here in 8th has this golden shroom, has a dodge with that Boo behind it. Waiting for the right moment. It's going to go ahead and only get that single box. It looks like Luigi there did end up taking that one from him. But it's going to time this star immediately when he gets out of the Boo. Oh, and a huge shock dodge there by Dave. Ends up getting the chain as he's going around here. He gets another set of triple shrooms followed by a star. Likely going to go ahead. Oh, chains both. Gets both in time as Blue Tunic, I think, got hit out there. And it is going to be, I think, Chibi and XNTS up there at the front. Could be wrong, but there is a red shell going out that's going to likely hit XNTS. Blue shell out as well as Dave gets hit from behind. And my gosh, this is changing the race relatively quickly. XNTS re-inherits the lead as well.
So now XNTS being in first place currently, with Chibi sitting in second. Dave having the triple reds. Skun goes to the right path. And now this is where things are going to get interesting with the shot coming into play. I believe XNTS got shocked after boxes, so this is a dangerous spot for him. But actually, we have Kane. Kane shock dodge and was able to move up, but didn't have any items. So now Dave is going to still third away from Kane. And I believe Kane still got 4th place.
He did. Stevens 5th, Oz 6th, Blue Tunic 7th. XNTS gets the advantage there over Chibi. Now a 4-point lead. XNTS, Chibi, Dave, and Stevens. Stevens is 5th. Yeah, man. Dave is still hanging on to 3rd here in a pretty tough lobby. So I'm really kind of curious to see how this will kind of shake out the standings. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the Canadians in here from
Canada.
Yeah, from last time. So yeah, we'll have to see what will be up here going forward. But
It does if the GameCube controller does work on a Deluxe. The GameCube adapter.
Yeah, I know that. Was it?
We have a lot of people.
Kairat played in
No,
Karting
it was,
for Kids. Kairat has one of those, or maybe it was 64. I don't know.
Kairat uses Pro controller. Bear uses the GameCube controller. All right, so
Pretty
now
sure Kairat uses another one. I think it's
we're going
64.
to Piranha Plant slide, and now, okay, thank God David's back, back now. So we're going to go into this race. As you can see, it will be XNTS and Chibi currently in first place. Dave is having some technical difficulties right now, but he's back in action and he's ready to race, sitting in ninth place at the moment with Triple Shrooms. Now, as you can actually see right now, is the top three is Chibi, Oz, and Stevens currently for the top three.
Dave pulling some sorcery moves off there, not getting hit by Link's green shells, despite kind of driving through them. So that's some New York magic for you guys right there on stream. He is going to get a golden shroom followed up by this red shell. So trying to work his way up through the pack, already meeting Kane there for 5th. Has to be careful about Kane. Blue Tunic there in a bill. And obviously a lot of physicality there between Kane and Dave.
And that Bull Bill, it dropped off Blue Tunic in the wrong spot. It pretty much dropped him into the wall, so that's not very good for Blue Tunic because that is going to slow down his time just a little bit. Chibi is still going to be in first place, with Steve is still right behind in second place, and Oz still sitting in that third place spot, even though XNTS is currently catching up right now to take third. And a shot comes into play. Target shots Dave. So, and a blue shell is coming in play. So we'll be hitting Chibi currently. He's not going to have a dodge in order to break it because of the shot. So Stevens is now going to be in first place. And Oz, Oz, Blue Tunic, and XTS now have the opportunity to move up at the moment and get into the top three.
I think Dave was trying to go for an item box there, kind of unsuccessful with how they were cycling through that sewer current, but it's going to have this bill. So likely take him right before boxes. Kane there in a dodge as well. Avoids that Piranha Plant. Oz has some fire here he's got to be careful of. And Kane immediately comes back there with the star. Dave luckily doesn't hit any of the greens that he threw, but finishes 7th. It is going to be Stevens with the win. XNTS rallying for 2nd, Chibi 3rd after that blue shell hit.
And there we go. Stevens now overtook Dave. So now the top 3 is XNTS, Chibi, and Stevens right now for the top 3. And Dave is currently sitting in 4th place, only 4 points behind Stevens.
Kind of curious to see where we're going to be going next from Dave, or for other players that matter. It's going to be Neo Bowser City coming from Blue Tunic, not Blue Tunic, actually Stevens and Dave. We're seeing a mixture of tracks here as well. RMP,
yes, the good
Crumble.
Track, the Neo Bowser, the good track. And of course, we go Animal Crossing off of a random. So we can hear you now, Dave. So but now we're gonna go into Animal Crossing. It's gonna be the springtime, so it's not as bad as winter. So it's a little bit more manageable.
We'll have to see what's going to happen here. This is going to be a track that Stevens is very familiar with, but he is starting in first. Chibi there does get trailed and is sent back borderline immediately. As Dave now moves into 3rd, back now to 4th, he goes ahead and trails what would have likely have been either Chibi or Blue Tunic behind him. And it might have been Blue Tunic there. Chibi is directly behind Dave. Oz there still in 3rd, having a pretty solid run, getting into the top 3 or 4 on these starts. But Dave read it out here going to the 2nd box, and Chibi, something must have happened to him before he went into those boxes as well.
I believe Chibi also got redded out too, or even hit the banana that Dave dodge. But now Dave is going to be sitting in fourth with triple reds, but he gets fired, so he loses he loses 2 reds, and now he's going to be right behind Kane and Chibi. And he throws the red at Chibi. Chibi's going to block it, so now Dave is just going to have to sit in 6th place for right now.
So Dave here in this Piranha plant here, we're going up on the final lap. He's got to be aware of that blue. Tries to go to the outside, but gets hit as he cuts back in. Shocked into boxes. 4th on up, do not have anything, but Dave is at a huge advantage here with items. So he is going to be able to go ahead, use those triple shrooms, get something here now, as 1st through 3rd are finally getting their first box up over the glider.
And now, since Chibi and Kane were so far behind, they were able to get stars and triple mushrooms in order to move up. So Dave is going to be sitting back in 6th place, and now he gets redded by Kane, and he's going to be sitting in 5th place still. And as you see, we actually will have Stevens taking first. Oz is actually getting 2nd place, and then Chibi got 3rd. XTS will be getting 4th place. Dave got 5th. Kane got 6th. And Blue Tunic got 8th. I believe Blue Tunic was the one bagging and bagged too much against all these front runners and was able to catch up in time. So that's unfortunate for Blue Tunic. Hopefully, next race he comes back and gets back into potentially the top 5, top 4.
Yeah, this is pretty big for Oz, because one of the things is that we do have a little bit of a battle for 12th at the moment, and Oz being able to hang with some of these runners here in the front. Oz being in 12th place overall on that bubble spot for qualifying for the finals. Kane's only 3 points behind him, and Boo 7 and Unimunchi also within about 40 points or so behind Oz Uranium as well. That's really kind of making this a relatively close one. And if Oz can hang in there, keep getting some consistent force, that's going to be, even at a bare minimum, right? That's going to be very huge in the top 12 situation.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And we're going into Mount Wario, so there is no room for bagging on this track. It's pretty much just run, gas. So we're just going to go in with Dave starting off in 5th place, and he's going to get the starting boost. But as you see, Chibi, XNTS, Stevens, they got the full starting boost, so they're going to be in the top 3 respectively. XNTS having that red shell in 3rd place, with Dave getting bumped out into the sidelines, and also Oz got dragged by something, so Oz is going to be sitting in 7th place, Dave sitting in 6th, Kane 5th, and Blue Tunic is currently sitting at 4th.
Yeah, it's a pretty hype set of early races here, as we do see Dave battling here in 6th. Up ahead for 4th and 5th, it's going to be Blue Tunic and Kane. This means that we do have a human player behind Dave, likely bagging, or in a Boo. It's going to be Ozranium. So that does mean our top 3 is going to be the D2 players and up, XNTS, Chibi, and Stevens. Looks like Stevens is controlling the lead here a little bit. And it looks like Dave is going to be redded out here, and unfortunately moving back to 7th.
Yep, he's going to be moved back to 7th, and unfortunately he used his Sturm as well, so he's not going to be able to take the cut. Kane shock dodges, so that's going to be a good play for him, and now Kane's going to be able to move up to potentially into the top 3.
So we do see, a huge pull here from Dave. This is a star. He does hit some trees, but could be in a position here to get some invincibility as he's moving his way closer and closer up to 1st, along with the rest of the pack. But it's not going to be the case. Just a series of shrooms here. Has to be careful here of those computer players there in the back, but he does screen Blue Tunic out of that item set. So Blue Tunic unable to get that double box. Dave here in 5th. Stevens still out there in the lead, but it's all going to come down to this next box. Look at that barrage of fire. Dave able to hold his line and dodge it all. Shot coming into play. Couldn't get his items, and Blue Tunic able to get that residual.
Blue Tunic shock dodges, and I believe Blue Tunic was able to get 3rd place, and Dave's gonna get 6th place. Oz actually got 4th place from that. So Steven's first, Chibi second, and Blue Tunic third. That's the position that Blue Tunic needed after getting that 8th place on Animal Crossing. So
yeah, Blue Tunic, he did something crazy. I'm not sure if it was he was in a dodge or if it registered or not, but when he fell, I don't even know if he dodged. He fell, but he fell directly on the shroom. So it still nullified the shock, and he got very lucky there.
Blue Tunic was still in the start when the shock happened, so he was.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I think he got like a frame perfect dodge, and then he also fell on that shroom as well, which was really lucky because Dave was eyeing it, and unfortunately,
the game
karma
said, "Nope, it's mine. It's my shroom. You're not gonna shroom past me on this."
Think about this though. Dave did have the golden shroom, and he still took the double anyway, preventing Blue Tunic from getting 2 items. So it's kind of karma,
Oh, most definitely. So now I do want to give a quick update about how the room is doing. So right now, they're currently they're racing on Royal Raceway, but Ryland is actually leading the group right now with, I believe it was 83 from what I saw, and then Sneaks is currently sitting in 2nd place with 74 points. So that's a battle between those two, most definitely. But everyone else, especially Geronimo, Asuna, they're only sitting in the 50s. They're not even in the 60s or 70s. So it's really a bloodbath between Ryland and Sneaks right now for the Group 2.
Yeah, we are here on Music Park, but yeah, I really think that you're going to have to give it to Ryland here for this week. This is going to be relatively big for him. Having RNGesus bless him with a room that just to put it lightly, just is not room number 1, because room number 1 is, and I'm glad that we're actually showcasing room number 1, because this room is very skilled, and you have players from literally all over the world in this room playing Mario Kart, and we only have 7 players, but players from 5 different states, 3 different countries, 2 different continents. I mean, doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, most definitely. And now I do have a quick score update from them because they just finished Royal Raceway. So Ryland's still sitting in first at 94. Sneaks is sitting in second with 88. So Sneaks is only 6 points behind Ryland. So that's actually a small gap. And it's going to be Asuna, who is currently sitting in third after getting that win on Royal with 71 points. And then you have a tie for fourth between Blue 7 and Geronimo at 55.
Either way, I think that there's still going to be some solid points to be scored here. Yeah, wow, I'm looking at this right now. Ryland and Sneaks have kind of elevated themselves. And we do see Asuna there in a comfortable third. So looking forward to see how that room does progress going forward throughout the course of the racing today. And back here, it looks like XNTS and the company following him are very close to lapping Inkling Boy. And man, it just tears my heart to see Inkling Boy struggling there in the back. But you know what? Someone's got to be the bot player struggling there in the back. Well, huge opportunity here for Dave, though.
So I do want to say Dave used the bull bill too early, because if he actually used it at the start of the ramp for that section, it would actually take him all the way to the finish line. And that actually could have potentially gave him another spot. But Blue Tunic getting fourth, XNTS getting first, Stevens second, Chibi third. And as you can see, it's a 1 point difference between XNTS and Stevens right now with 96 and 95. And then you have Chibi sitting at 90 points right now. So that's like, this is already heating up to the point where it's like, all right, who's going to give? Like, who's going to start losing that momentum just slightly? And then who's going to pull away from it? Because that's what it's ultimately coming down to with how close all three are right now.
Stevens has kind of inserted himself back into the overall picture here for room number 1. We're going to be going to Cloud Top Cruise. Believe this was a Stevens pick, and yes, it was. So this should be good for him. XNTS, Stevens, yeah, and Chibi all within 6 points of each other here going into race number 9. I'm not sure what race the other group is on. I want to say they're maybe a race or so behind.
I think they're on the same race as I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep my eye on them because they're on Wario Stadium right now. It's the third lap for them, so we'll see what happens. But right now on Cloud Top Cruise, we currently have Dave sitting in third place with a Shroom and a Red Shell right now, and Chibi will be sitting in first place, and Oz is going to be sitting in second with a Red Shell.
Yeah, Cloud Top Cruise, known for its glider section here. And we do see Dave in third, Oz in second, and a series of the players behind him, XNTS and Stevens. That's going to mean that Chibi is up there running in the top spot. Oz does have a red, and Dave has a red. So if you're going to be one of these players here in fourth or fifth, well, you could just green them. But it's very difficult to get a player out like that, and Dave goes into his triple greens, loses them immediately by throwing them and other things. But
quick score update. Sneaks is now in first overall in Group 2. Sneaks is sitting at 103 points. Riley is sitting at 100 points right now. So Sneaks getting that first place on Wario Stadium, that actually helped him out. And then Geronimo actually shock dodged and was able to red out Ryland and pretty much put Ryland into, I believe, sixth place.
I got this little setup here now. I got Geronimo's stream on the right, our main stream in the corner, and obviously Dave's feed here on the left. And then a little bit of your face cut off, Mega, but it's fine.
It's like, you don't need my face.
Reactions, and I saw it immediately when it made sense when Sneaks took over the lead there in that other room. But yeah, can anyone stop Chibi? I don't know. XNTS was in a star. Chibi does get hit by something there, whether it was something on the ground or maybe a shell from XNTS. It's likely more of what it could have been here.
So they are a race behind. They just got into their ninth race. So right now, you will see Dave going up in seventh place, but I don't think it's enough right now. It's already third lap and they're going to the final turn, so he has to get something big in order to move up a spot, but unfortunately he doesn't get the items he needs, so he will have to get seventh place. Chibi getting first, XTS getting second, Stevens third, and now you will see Stevens and Chibi are tied at 105, while XTS is sitting in first at 109.
The battle between fourth and seventh is heating up a little bit as Kane actually took the win between those fourth through seventh players. So Kane's going to try and reinsert himself in for a top 5 run. And I think that's going to be kind of the battle. 2 battles within the series of this race. But time will tell as we're going to be heading in here to race number 10, I believe, here for room number 1. Room number 2, looking here on Jory's point of view, on lap number 2 here on Neo Bowser. It's just, there's been a lot of random shocks happening in this room. I don't know how to describe it. It looks a little bit more chaotic, honestly.
It looks like SNS. It looks like SNS. That's all I'm going to say. If you know, you know. And now we're going to Wario Stadium, where Group 2 actually just finished racing on Wario Stadium. So it's kind of interesting how we just got this pick. But this is actually going to come in handy for Chibi and XTS because this is just front running track. But if XTS could get the red shell on second, red out Chibi, the XTS can easily just go off in the races.
So Dave going to be here in seventh. Also on the other end of the track, we got a crazy finish coming up, but we'll describe it as it ends. Oh man, Geronimo's getting absolutely wrecked. He went from first to fourth. And Ryland getting hit there on that turn as well. But as we're focusing on the action that's in front of us, Dave is now up to third. It's going to be XNTS and Stevens there in the top 2. Chibi has fallen back into the middle of the pack. And then we have Kane and Osranium here also in that 6th, 7th spot. So should be kind of interesting. Chibi now moves back up to third. Dave is fire. He is trying to get rid of it so he can shroom over the line. But he does get redded. Couldn't get the fire off, or actually he might have been holding it. And he's going to have a long trek up here from 8th.
So Geronimo somehow managed to got second in his group after that whole catastrophe. So there was just a lot of action. Ryan and Asuna, they got hit after boxes. So Drama was still able to get second because he got triple shroom. So that was very lucky for him. And then, of course, Snakes did get first because of that action happened. Because Snakes actually placed a bomb that hit Rylan and Asuna. And since Jory was a little bit far back, that actually gave Jory that second place. So shout out to Snakes for that play.
First place in bombs. If you do it correctly, there's no way that you can get her. And Blue Shell coming into play here on Wario Stadium. This is going to likely target Stevens. Actually hits XNTS in the crossfire as Chibi is likely going to take over here from Stevens. That is the case. Dave also going to get butt-ended here by that red from Blue Tunic as Kane now is battling with Dave. And just as that happens, Dave gets the crazy 8 and actually goes into a star. He might have just stolen a star, I think.
No, he had he had 2 items. He had the star and the crazy 8. He spammed his star, so that's why the crazy 8 hit Kane.
That would make sense. So Kane got hit by one of the residual shells.
He got hit by the bomb. Yeah.
Makes sense. Hard to see when screen's a little grainy, but Chibi getting the win there. Stevens, XNTS, Oz, Blue Tunic, Dave, and Kane.
So
Oz
now
and Dave are tied.
So now Chibi is sitting in first place right now. But here's the thing, he's only 3 points ahead of third. Because you have XNTS sitting at 118 and you have Stevenson at 117. So just still it's literally just right there between all 3 of those competitors. It's literally just a race between each player. Whatever happens to the next race, all of a sudden that top 3 will just flip around, and then so on and so forth.
We're waiting to see what picks are going to come in here for room number 1. Room number 2 here, heading into the final checkpoint of... I don't know, I'm drawing a blank here.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking back and forth. It's like Command Central here in Ribbon Road.
No.
I've got Mount Wario there in the corner. I don't know how to brain fart. But anyway.
I just saw the 30th play that Geronimo did on Steam.
That's what I was
making that green. I was
like a tweaking out moment here as Jory is just destroying people with this star. And as we're going into Ribbon Road, nobody bagging here from the starting 7. So I'll have to see who's going to take the whole shot here. And it's looking like it could be Chibi.
And right now, with Chibi and I'm going to say Blue Tunic?
XNTS is also up there as Wario or Waluigi as well. So XNTS changed.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's XNTS. Okay. I was like, I didn't see a Rory. I saw the Waluigi. I was like, oh, yeah, it's Blue Tunic. No, it's XNTS. Sorry. That makes more sense. But as you see right now, Dave is going to be sitting in third place right behind XNTS and Stevens. And he's going to have the Sturm and triple greens. And a shot comes into play. But everyone is affected, so no one's going to have the momentum. Stevens will be getting to that item box first, while XTS and Dave right now are currently sitting at 2-3, with Dave with the Shroom, which he is going to be able to take the cut, but he uses it a little bit too early. So now XTS is still going to be sitting in second. Stevens still sitting in first. We haven't seen a blue yet, but because of the shock that happened, it negated the blue if someone had it already. So we're probably going to have to wait maybe another 10 seconds before we see a blue shell come in.
2 shrooms here for Dave. He's going to go through the cut here and meet Chibi there parallel to him. And Chibi doesn't have any item yet, so Dave might have to just throw some defense back. But Chibi, though, is going to get shrooms and actually power right ahead of Dave, as both of them are catching Stevens at the moment.
Yep, and XNTS is currently sitting in first place right now. It's a battle between the top 4 right now, between XNTS, Chibi, and Stevens at the moment. Chibi and Stevens will be taking the cut. A shot comes into play again. Oz is actually sitting in 5th place. I just noticed his character in the background. But he's battling against Blue Tunic for 5th at the moment.
Dave lost a lot of time there, as you can see, compared to the 3 that took the cut. And Blue Shell coming into play, it's going to target Dave, but he is going to cross the line in time. Meanwhile, it's going to likely be Chibi, XNTS, Stevens, Dave, Oz, Blue Tunic, Kane. So Dave is winning by 1 point there over Oz. Blue Tunic, 1 point over Kane. And going and looking in at room number 2, they are midway roughly through lap number 2 here on Bone Dry Dunes. And it's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, Rylan potentially in the lead, battling there with Sneaks.
Oh yes, that's definitely a battle to look out for between those two. But you still have Asuna still sitting at third place for points, so she is also trying to make sure she keeps up with these two and do whatever she can to just level the playing field between everyone as well. And we will be going to Yoshi Valley for Group 1. The freaking track that has all the different paths, but we all know that the left path is the fastest. So it's a matter of strategy when it comes to this track case. You could potentially use right paths to bag and already get the shots in Bullet Bill's lap 1, or you just go ahead and you just start running.
Yeah, the good thing, at least about the right path, not really a fan of taking it laps 2 and 3, but that item box is before the cannon, so it will give you a broken item because it's measuring your distance before you're going to get shot through it. So something to consider depending on where you are potentially, but very risky outside of lap number 1 here. As Dave does have a star followed by another star, but primary, he does have these triple shrooms. He is able to chain it all and get a whole new set of 2 items with another third star followed up by triple greens.
And this triple greens is going to help him protect, but since he stayed in the middle, Kane just destroyed all of his triple greens with the bullet bill. And the bullet bill, which is why I don't use it before the finish line, I use it on the bridge just so that it doesn't send me flying to the right side, because that can actually be pretty dangerous, especially comes lap 2 or 3, because now you just lost all that time. And the blue shell will be coming in play. I believe that is going to be Chibi, currently sitting in first right now.
Or if you're Kane, you could just get another bill and just make up all the time that you lost by going to the right. But yeah, usually, oh my gosh, what Mega said was right. There was a shot coming into play. Dave does find a mushroom to snag there and is going to still stay in 7th place. Stevens is going to be the one in the lead, followed by what looks like XNTS and Ozranium there as your top 3.
Yep, so Stevens, XNTS, and Oz for top 3. Blue Tunic is going to spam his horn, but it doesn't hit anyone. And now Chibi is already back into 4th place at the moment. And, Chibi is definitely looking, trying to keep on to his lead. Having that 5-point lead, he has to do something here in order to get back into the top 3.
Yeah, it did get hit there. Dave got hit by Chibi's items. Oh, but Kane screens Dave as he gets hit. Unfortunate. Dave is defenseless here. Blue Tunic coming with the triple reds. Kane on the edge there with some shrooms and also that piranha plant. So looks like Dave's going to have to settle here for 7th. Blue Tunic 6th. Kane got 5th. And I believe Oz might have gotten 3rd by Stevens and then XNTS. So that's the 7 from bottom to top.
So Oz just prevented a tie between XNTS and Chibi for first right now by getting that 3rd place. So that is actually a very good sign. So now XNTS will be in 1st place only by 1 point over Chibi.
It's heating up. We still got a whole nother half of races to go. I'm doing my little 7th inning halfway point stretch right now because it's been a long day for me. But 24 races is also going to be very. I mean, it's an endurance test. Definitely nothing like 32, but it's interesting. We do see Baby Park, Twisted Mansion, Donkey Kong Jungle. That's exactly where room 2 is right now. Geronimo here in first, holding a red shell, but also Sweet Sweet Canyon, Big Blue, Moo Moo Meadows, and Toad Harbor.
Drama with the drag onto Rylan right now. He's holding on to first with a horn. Like, okay, Jory is making some big plays right now. He's trying to hold on to his first, because if he gets his first, like, that's a momentum shift between him and Asuna potentially. And Rylan's reading Jory has a second red. Will red, but the shot isn't played. This might actually have saved Geronimo. Geronimo might be able to get first place off of this race because of that shot, and he will be.
Wow! I wish we could have seen that on stream, but something must have happened to Ryland there. I think he threw a green and it just didn't register frame wise to Dory, but really solid win there from Geronimo. Lap 1 here on stream, we do have Dave battling with us Uranium there for 6th and 7th. It is going to be it's going to be Kane interrupting the three leaders here, the three amigos of Chibi, XNTS, and Stevens. So Kane kind of playing spoiler there, and it's going to be Oz actually battling and taking out Dave there with a shell, going into lap number 2.
And now you will see the top 3 back as the top 3. Kane is going to be sitting in 4th, and now whoever is in 1st, whether it be XNTS or Chibi right now, they just extended their lead. Dave's going to run into the cow, You're supposed to dodge the cows, man. Cows are friends, not barriers, all right? So now a blue shell will be coming in play. It's either going to be hitting Chibi or XNTS. Maybe they have a horn to block it, or even a string to string.
They're able to get past 2 players there. Oh, but goes through the box. I think also for Kane and Blue Tunic, they may or may not have gotten a box there. Oh, but Ozranium did. So Ozranium is able to get going. And Kane driving through some cows, obviously making some new friends here, hoping to get some 1% milk on the way home to the finish line. But who knows? Oh, Dave here does end up getting a boo, and it does get a single shroom, but Kane, it's going to be no match there with that Piranha Plant and Golden, so Dave's going to have to settle here for 7th.
And, a blue shell was coming into play again, but it was a little bit too late for it anyway. So Chibi actually got 1st. So now Chibi got the lead back and is leading by 2 points. But he's only 10 points ahead of 3rd as well, which if somehow in some magical way, shape, or form, if all of a sudden Chibi were to just die and just go into 8th place. I don't mean die in real life. I mean die in the game, guys. If he were just somehow go down to 8th place in the race and somehow Stevens gets 1st, Stevens would be tied with Chibi. But, that's just how quick that 10-point lead can go. All it takes is just one race and one track.
Yeah, if you're within 15 points or even 30, it's going to take a race or 2 for all of that to change. And we do see a blue shell coming in here on Dry Desert here for race number 2. It is going to hit a Waluigi there, and that's likely going to be Ryland. And here's Geronimo. Oh, but Ryland drags him at the line with the slow own. Ryland's going to be able to hang on there. Oh, wait, no,
that was on the second lap.
One more lap. I have it very minimized, so don't blame me. I got a little control center here. I can't see the 3 out of 3. But man, this is set up for an interesting last lap.
But on Group 1 right now, we are currently on Mario Kart Stadium. And as you can see right now, Stevens is going to be in 1st with Oz sitting in 2nd place right now. And Chibi will be sitting in 4th place at the moment. Oz did get redded out, and now Chibi is going to be sitting in 3rd of red at 2nd. But Blue Tunic had a dot. And using the bond to take out Chibi was a very good play by Blue Tunic. And Oz using the triple reds is going to go back to the top 3, while Chibi also reds out. This is just a massacre. This is just a red shell massacre at this point. It's just, oh, you threw a red? I have a red. I have a red. I have a red. No,
you. And it's just so hard. It's just so disheartening when you use your X button and you just see a player with 2 floating red shells around them, and you're like, yep, this is the end. And you just have to come to terms that you're going to die a painful death and that you're going to probably have no friends. Never mind. That's
I was like, yeah, that's a little
But, you can sense your impending doom. How about that?
So right now you will actually have Stevens sitting in 1st place with Chibi sitting in 2nd right now. And that gap was originally, it was extremely big, and now it's super small. And the blue shell is coming in play on to Stevens, and this is where things are going to get interesting. He actually glides off, so I don't think it hit Stevens. I think it hit Chibi instead. So I think that was a very good play coming from Stevens in order to dodge the blue. Or was yep. So Stevens got first, Chibi second, XNTS third, and now Chibi is up by 4 over XNTS, while only up by 7 over Stevens.
You know what's crazy is how close this room is. I want to definitely take a look. I know they just started their next race here on Music Park, but what the score is looking like for Ryland, Sneaks, and company, because it's super close. And this room is very entertaining. And also shout out to Dave for mastering a little bit of the glider strat there, being able to cut off part of the course there with some of those shrooms. So we'll see where we're going to be going next. A strong chance we could be going Mario Circuit here, GBA Mario Circuit, so the retro version.
Now here's the thing: I feel so bad for Jory because he got redded out and then he got bumped off of the map, so Jory had to go back down into 7th place at the moment. He is going to be right behind Unimunchi and Rhineland. A red shell will be going to Rhineland from Unimunchi. Oh, actually, it hits boost 7. So now Jory is going to be sitting in 5th place while he's right behind Asuna. And he's going to have a boo, and he's just going to use that, protect himself. Hopefully, if a shot comes to play, he gets a shock dodge.
Race 15 here for room numero uno, group 1. And we'll have to see if anyone's going to go back to sandbag, but it just doesn't look like that's even a priority for anyone, except for Dave. He's going to make that hard turn. He is going to go get that box, and he is going to turn around and keep going. Kane and Blue Tunic, I think, are going to be the ones back there, but the 3 amigos there at the top. Actually, no, Ozranium, I think, has gone up as well.
Yeah.
I think that's another Waluigi that's back there with them.
So with that being said, no, actually, yeah, it's the 3 amigos up top with Oz, and Blue Tunic was back here to bag with Kane. But as you can see, Blue Tunic has already moved up into 6th place, right behind that Inkling boy. As you can see, Dave is going to have a start in the blue shell, so this is going to come in handy. Now he gets to dictate when he wants to throw that blue. He's going to throw it now, and it's going to be tracking to Stevens. And he shock dodges as well, so this is a good play for him because now he should be able to move up closer to the pack and be able to potentially get back into the top spots relatively quick.
Oh, I think he got screened out there a little bit by Inkling Boy. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. And I'm surprised a lap ago Dave didn't go for this pit lane there and go for that box. But now, obviously, it's going to be going back into a boo. He's going to be getting an item up from up ahead. He gets a red shell. He's going to fire that off there at Stevens. And that does hit. Now with the golden shroom here, is he going to give her like John Slater? No. But pretty close. He is going to at least probably get to maybe the cut with this, and does have more shrooms. He does take a little bit of a wide launch around, and he will finish in 4th here behind XNTS. Chibi.
Oz got 2nd. Chibi got 1st.
Yep.
Chibi 1st, Oz 2nd, XTS 3rd, Dave 4th, Stevens got 5th. And now Chibi is up by 9 points over XNTS and up by 12 points over Stevens.
So Ryland's at 182. Sneaks is at 166 for the record. They're heading into race 15, so they are still about a race behind this group right here. Probably got a couple long tracks and started maybe three minutes late. That's all that it does. But still making some pretty good time there as they're on Wario's gold mine. So 182. 166 are the numbers to watch.
I actually feel bad for Blue Tunic because every single time when he tries to take the last cut in the race, it keeps giving him a piranha plant instead of triple mushrooms. So that's unfortunate for Blue Tunic. Hopefully his luck turns around. But yeah, we're going to, what is this, race 16?
I believe so, yeah, on Sweet Canyon. So already, yeah, it's going to be XNTS at 177, Stevens 172, but Chibi at 186, actually slightly ahead of Ryland. So they're going pound for pound with the other room right now.
Yep, but the thing is now we need Sneaks from room 2 to be going pound for pound with this top 3. as well. Because right now, I believe that the top 3 are currently in the top 4 overall, with Ryland sitting in that top 3 spot. But remember, with Group 2 also being a race behind, that could ultimately change, because then that means technically Sneaks is in that top 4 if he does well next race.
Yeah, the way it's playing out now and the way Sneaks is driving currently in second, that would actually put him into that top 4. But it is a 5-way battle for the top 4 at the moment. Dave, unfortunately, getting opened up there by Blue Tunic. Stevens now coming in from the back. Good screen there by Dave, but it actually costs him a lot of time, as he only does get shells, and they all get lost because of that shock.
And, you know, as my co-caster is losing his voice because we heard a little hiccup when he said shock, we will be getting into this action with the blue shell coming in play, and it will be targeting Chibi, and Dave got bulleted off and gets sent all the way back to the beginning of the glider. So unfortunate for him, but with Dave having a bullet bill of his own, he's going to use it right after the glider, and that should send him flying maybe right behind Luigi. It's not going to give him enough, but he will get a mushroom. He is going to take this small little cut, and now he just has to hope and pray that he gets good items in order to catch back up into the top 5.
Dave here does get a golden shroom, followed up by triple mushroom, so this is going to help him at least get back into contention here with Kane. It is going to be a 5-way battle up there between XNTS, Stevens, Blue Tunic, Cranium.
Someone had a bullet bill in the top spots. It was Stevens. It was Stevens. Oh my god, that was... He had to smuggle that and just hold it into the last minute. But as you can see, right now it looks like XNTS got second, Stevens got first. Chibi actually died and fell down in 7th spot, so that is huge for Stevens XTS, because now they're only down by 5 points from Chibi.
Yeah, 192 for Chibi, 187 for everybody else. Ryland's sitting at 194, already a race behind, so that's great for Ryland. And Sneaks is at 181.
Oh, then Sneaks is definitely in the battle for the top 4, no matter what. But now it's just a matter of what can Sneaks do in order to win against Ryland and get that first place out of his group. Because right now, with Ryland being 13 points ahead of Sneaks, you know, it's not feasible to, well, it is kind of feasible, but when you have a player like Ryland and you have mostly bots, it's kind of hard.
Okay.
But yeah, but I don't know. We'll see what Sneaks can potentially do. And we're actually gonna look over in Group 2. Right now, we're on Grumble Volcano. And our perspective that we see is Geronimo right now. Geronimo is gonna be in 5th place with triple shrooms. And he's gonna be right behind Asuna, who had a red shell. He did want to pass because he would have gotten redded out. And now he is going to have a single shroom and 4th behind Boo 7. And I believe that's going to be Ryland and Sneaks currently front running for top 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I will be honest. I was lucky enough to get one of the mid-roll ads from Geronimo's stream just now, as Twitch put those out right as we switched over to him. So great timing there. And thank you to that beer company that I cannot say because this is a kid show. But okay, we do see that Geronimo here is in a star, and it's looking to be doing pretty good here now as he dodges a shock. Oh, but then he hits a straight green. So I'm trying to keep an eye on right now of how far we are from the action here on this native stream. And there we go. Okay, cool. So looking right now at Geronimo's native stream, Boo 7 and Asuna there are going to be in 2nd and 3rd. And then that is going to likely be maybe, I'm not sure who it's going to be in 1st. I have this pretty low. I'm going to have to maximize this stream a little bit. But Geronimo here.
Oh, that was Sneaks that was in 1st. Sneaks.
That's what I'm thinking. So
But
I'm wondering
now,
what happens to Ryland.
Oh,
as another shot comes in. Sneaks is going to get 5th, Geronimo 6th.
Ooh,
Where did Ryland go?
Ryland actually was in the start and took the cut and was able to get second. Asuna will be getting first on that race, but that was actually a very good play. Now, Geronimo, he's actually only oh my god, my math is so wrong. He's only 18 points behind Asuna, and it's not impossible, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing how he will recover, but he is in a relatively decent spot here. So, to at least in that sense, that's going to be relatively good news. Geronimo claiming he got hit there by nothing. So that is something to keep in mind here. As we're looking here at Geronimo, got the track roulette coming in. They're going to be going to Cloud Top Cruise. So second time we're going to be seeing this featured up on the stream. And looking forward to what we're going to see here from this group.
And now with Sneaks now being 17 points behind Ryland, that is two races that you have to do something. And you're going to race 17. So now this is where it's a weird situation. It's an awkward situation because now it's like I don't know what to personally do, especially when Ryland is a player that doesn't drop down into the bottom spots that easily. Like if he does, he easily recovers. Like it's not like he'll get 12th place all of a sudden. But as you can see right now, he is currently front running against Asuna. Asuna is going to be sitting in second place with that green shell. And the thing is about any cannons, if you use a green shell, it's like a sniper shot because that green shell will be sent flying like extremely fast. So you can actually use that to your advantage because most people, they won't see that coming. But the issue as well, if you miss, it breaks on the wall no matter what.
Good avoidance there by Asuna. And Geronimo here does narrowly avoid that blue shell. Does get the double box here, so this could be a good pull for him. And he gets a star and Piranha Plant in third. So that's pretty good news, as right around the glider was going to be likely Ryland or Sneaks there in that Waluigi. We do know that Asuna is in third, and there is going to be Ryland or Sneaks there in fourth position.
Yep, right now Asuna is trailing Ryland right now. Sneaks sitting in fourth place. And, Jory is just holding on to his first spot. He's not really getting any items to take out second or even to move up. He's just vibing with Boomerang. Currently still sitting third, and now he has a red shell. And this it gets booed away. So never mind. So now Asuna is going to be sitting in first. Jory is going to be sitting in second. Ryland got dragged by Asuna. So Ryland is potentially going to be in fourth with Sneaks at the moment, battling for third place.
Shot coming in. I think that Ryland did get another boost pad. It's going to really cluster up this top four here at the finish. Asuna gets hit out. Jory is going to drag this red. It looks like smooth sailing for him. Sneaks gets hit out, as we saw. And I think it's going to be Jory, Ryland, or maybe Asuna did hang on there. We do have another DK that did kind of come up there in about that fifth position.
Oh, let's see.
But Sneaks, I think, might have got leveled to fourth or so. Oh, no. Asuna, Ryland, Boo, seventh, and Sneaks. It's going to be your top five.
Yep. So Jory, Asuna, Ryland, Boo, and Sneaks. And now Jory is only 15 points behind Asuna. So that technically, if he gets first and Asuna gets last, again, that's the unlikely situation. That will only be a 1 point difference between those two. But it's still just like it's not necessarily enough to battle against the top two at the moment.
We'll have to see where this room is going to be going here for, I believe this is going to be race number 18, give or take one.
Yes, so it's race number 18 for Group 2. With Group 1, they had a room crash, so they're currently starting to run. I believe they were on race 17 because of Yeah, it was race 17. But now we're going into this race, and it's going to land on Piranha Plant Slide. No, it lands on random, which goes to Sherbert Land. So this is pretty much a front running track. I don't think Geronimo is comfortable running this track. I mean, I could be wrong because there's a lot of things that have surprised me over the past couple of weeks, especially for him. But, now it's like, what can he do? It's race 18. He's in first. This is where he needs to get that momentum in order to actually run, because now you're coming into the closing part of the series. And Asuna will red out Ryland, and Jory reds out Asuna, and now Jory will be sitting in first place. And I believe that's going to be Sneaks currently on the outside path. Boost 7 reds out Geronimo, and now Geronimo is going to be followed down into 7th place.
Yeah, Jory missed an MT there at the start, ended up getting into 3rd, and it actually worked out to his favor. Here as he gets bumped underneath. He's going to be there with Sneaks and Mario Party King, as we're kind of seeing this overall points picture kind of shape up with a few of the top players absent. So this could be relatively good news here for some of these players on the cusp of the top 12. It is going to be Asuna there in the lead. Rylan is going to be in 3rd. Sneaks there in 2nd. Good news for Geronimo is, he did get through boxes. So,
that is very good for him. And now it gives him another red shell to use on Rylan. And he knows that Rylan has no items, so he could potentially take out Rylan right here, or he's just going to wait.
It's very tough because he didn't use his X button. He didn't know what was behind him. So he did the safe thing and dragged it. But to your point, you're right. I mean, knowing that you're going to be guaranteed to hit the player in front of you, it's just kind of a decision thing. And, whether or not you might the right decision in the moment is questionable. But going to be backing his defense and taking a shroom. Still in 3rd at the moment. Going to be going for the double box here behind Asuna, as Asuna is going to be trailing what I believe to be could be maybe Rylan.
It's going to be Snakes. Rylan is all the way in the back from him getting read out by Geronimo. So Geronimo is still sitting in 3rd, getting 2 mushrooms, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And now he has a red shell and a mushroom. And this could potentially take out Asuna. Asuna had a green shell for defense. So Geronimo will be getting 3rd place. And Mario Party King might hold on for 4th place, and Rylan will be getting 5th.
So Sneaks is slowly creeping his way back into this room with Rylan and company. So we'll have to see exactly what's going to happen there. We are getting back in action as well in room 1. So yeah, really kind of interesting seeing them get back into the picture here, as really there's just a lot of action kind of heating up all over the place. On stream though, we are back to room number 1. So we'll see just exactly what's going to happen here between Dave, XNTS, and some of the others in this room.
Oh, yes, we're going to SNES Rainbow Road. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting, just only because this track, I know for a fact, the bots are going to pull that shot, like, at the end of lap 1, and then they're going to use that at the beginning of lap 2. Like, it is very obvious with this track, especially with bots. Right now, you actually will have X and TS currently sitting in 1st place at the moment, with Stevens and Chibi currently right behind, and Oz is now moving up into 4th place, trying to be right behind those. And Dave will get redded off, and that is unfortunately his first fall of the day. So, you hate to see it, but he is still going to be in 5th because Blue Tunic also got redded as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what, race 18 or 17 and
19.
And 19 and in its first fall. That's pretty incredible, pretty remarkable. So that's good news.
And before he fell off stream, I'm just saying.
It gets the blooper.
All right,
Triple greens, followed up by this Piranha Plant, and it is going to be a lot of the top players there breaking away up at the front. Luigi, we see Waluigi, Wario,
Luigi
Ozzy in there as well.
And last, Luigi is in last. So, yeah.
That's what I thought. So it's going to likely be, I would want to say maybe Chibi up there at the front.
It is, but the last second shock dodge from Dave is going to move him up a couple of spots. He's going to be able to pass Oz here, and he's actually in X and TS. XTS looks like fell off, so that's huge for Chibi and Stevens, depending on the point spread right now. But X and TS is currently, well, we don't know that for a fact, but he's tied with Chibi. I believe X and TS was in first before we disconnect. So with that being said, he should still be in first, even though he's tied right now with 35 with Chibi.
Yeah, interesting to see that Kane is at 30 after the room reset. So at least Kane is having a good little run here, so to speak. So we'll have to see. And it looks like Geronimo does finish in first there for room number 2 at Mario Kart Stadium. And we'll have to see exactly what's all happening here. Looks like Ryland still has a little bit of a lead there in room number 2. And we're going into Dolphin Shoals here for room number 1.
Room number 1, race 20. Also, I just realized Jory is now 14 points behind Asuna. So, and he got a shock dodge, so he was able to, that's how Geronimo was able to go first. With Dolphin Shells, this is a drafting track, so this does mean, like, in the beginning, you can easily get easy drafts and you can just move yourself up into first, as you see Stevens do on Chibi. So Stevens will be in first place with a red shell that he will have for defense, and he dragged X and TS over the pipe, so now Stevens still will be first with Chibi sitting in second place, sitting in third, and Dave is battling Blue Tunic for fifth, gets dragged by the Tropical Banana, so now he's going to be fifth and gets hit by the Piranha Plant, so he drops down to seventh.
Dave here going to be getting a double here at this set. Triple shrooms followed up by a boo. So we'll see how far this takes him here. It is going to be the start of race 20 as well for this second room.
You know what I just thought? A shock should be coming into play soon.
It should be, yeah.
That Luigi was actually at the right spot for the shock when he was in his bullet bill. But it's just a matter of who has it. Is it Luigi or is it Rose Gold Peach? Or is it the person currently in the bullet bill? And I think it was actually Rose Gold Peach.
I think so too. I think she pulled the double, and I think it was the shock followed by the bill. And as you can see, clearly just riding off into the sunset there with that bill. But it looks like, oh man, this is still one more lap to go. So Dave doesn't use this at the extension, so it is going to end him off here. But
this is actually still a good little spot to end off on, just only because now you should be able to shroom up like he did, and he's going to be sitting in fourth place right behind X and TS, while Chibi's currently running away with first place. Kane is also using the their Slide 2 bullet bill extension, so it should drop him off. Oh, it was actually a little bit too short, and another shot comes into play, and we almost had another shock dodge from Dave, but it was just a little bit too late, and now it's a drag race, but Kane is going to get the mini turbos over Dave, so Kane is able to secure that fourth place spot. So now Chibi is in first with 50, and XTS sitting in second with 45. Unsure if Chibi is now in first or if they're tied overall now, because I think it was only a 5-point difference before the decent. We'll figure out when these group of races are done.
We'll be doing the table pretty soon anyway, so I'm not too concerned. And again, the total points aren't going to really, winning your room out doesn't really mean anything to a degree. Obviously, getting a lot of points is going to help you overall, but you are battling with players from the other room. So,
actually, an update. So it is going to be a tie between Chibi and X and TS right now. So I was right; it was a 5-point difference between those two. So before the room crash, Chibi. Oh wait, never mind. Chibi actually will be in the lead by 5 points. By 10 points. Chibi before room crash was at 192. XNTS was at 187, and Stevens was at 187 before the room crash.
Yeah, and let's talk about just how close this is. The opportunity that Rylan and Sneaks have here in this other room. We'll be getting an update here in a couple of seconds here. They're going to be going to TikTok clock for their, I believe, 21st race. So it is going to be Sneaks there at 228, Rylan at 251. Asuna just broke over the 200 marker as well. So we'll see how things are playing out here. This is race 21 as well for this group. And Chibi and Dave both get collected there by drags and really bottlenecks up the field.
And right now, Dave will begin that double item box after Oz got pretty much hit out from it. Chibi will be...
Saw that coming from a mile away.
I saw that come from a mile away, but I was hoping that it didn't, but it did.
No comments.
So, no comment. No comment, guys. Right now, Dave is going to be sitting himself with that bullet bill passing him, and I believe that's Oz in the bullet bill. And now Dave will get a golden string. Stevens is currently sitting in first place. Not that big of a lead over XNTS, and now a blue shell will be coming into play. And I do want to say a shock is coming soon, just only because the blue shell and everyone in the back were getting bullet bills. And I was right. And there we go. So shock dodge come into play from Dave. And now Dave is going to be sitting in 5th place using the golden shroom. It's going to try catch up to the top 3. But now we have Chibi currently sitting in 1st place. And I'm not sure what happened, how Chibi was able to get in 1st place after the shock. But luckily he is, and extending his lead while he's at it. So now this is going to be a battle at the end between all these competitors, and the red shell will be hitting Dave. So this is where things are going to get interesting. Now he has to catch back up, get back into 4th, and looks like Chibi will be taking 1st place on this race. Actually, I didn't speak too soon. Chibi took 1st, and another shock dodge coming in from Dave at the last second. So he will be getting 4th place. Kane also dodged. Blue Tunic also dodged, and Oz dodged. So that shock was kind of not necessary.
Yeah, coming from the back, but it is still going to be Chibi holding a, I wouldn't say comfortable lead, but still holding a lead here over the likes of XNTS and Stevens. Rylan, Sneaks, Asuna is going to be the order there, and doesn't really change too much of the overall. There is a battle for 3rd there between Asuna and also Geronimo. And barring Sneaks having any complications, could be also a potential battle for 2nd there in room number 2.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, Geronimo's only a 10-point deficit behind Asuna. So, and with 22, 23, 24, only 3 races left, he should be able to potentially close that gap if he continues on the momentum that he's been having lately in the last couple of races, where he's been able to get 1st or even 2nd. As long as he starts doing that, he could potentially take 3rd place from Asuna in that group.
Race 6 here. I believe this is race 22, so 3 more races to go for room number 1, Cheap Beach. And we're trying to see who can kind of get the whole shot momentum here. And it looks like XNTS has switched back to Roy, so it looks like it's him. He's got to be careful not to run into his own bananas, but luckily the ledge of the cave does send those back. Stevens there trailing with the banana, but it's kind of irrelevant though, as Dave does get hit by a red from behind, likely from Oz.
Or Kane. Oz or Kane, because Kane moved past Dave after the red was hit. But that's okay. He's going to be sitting 7th with a star and triple shrooms, and he's going to use a star on the cut. And he's actually going to be able to dodge the fire that's happening. He's going to take out Kane and Blue Tunic And now he's going to have to do something where Chibi is currently front running. A shot comes into play, so that will shot Dave losing his triple shrooms, but he gets item screened by X and TS, who was still shrugging because of the shot.
So Dave's kind of got a little drive of shame to go into this next box and just getting obliterated by every player behind him. And good job avoiding that double with that very well placed banana behind it. But you kind of see the angle as he was drifting that it was placed behind it. So here we go into the final lap. It's going to be Stevens, Azuranium, Chibi. That's going to be the top three. Dave now passing Kane there for 6th. And Dave now working on Blue Tunic here for 5th place.
And now, as you can see, Kane is moving up in that bullet bill, and Blue Tunic having the triple reds. You know, this is a dangerous spot for Dave because he could potentially get redded. Chibi is now sitting in 4th place, so XTS sitting in 3rd. The red shell is going to hit Dave. Oz actually got 2nd that race, and this is now just a battle for 5th between Kane, Blue Tunic, and Dave. But Kane, Blue Tunic, Dave, that will be over for 5, 6, 7. Stevens got 1st, Oz got 2nd, XTS 3rd, Chibi with 4th place.
Kind of unfortunate there, but Kane just broke out into triple reds as Dave was right there on the corner of that turn. So unfortunate timing there for Dave. But yeah, we're going to have to see how this will play out with 2 more races to go here in this group. And then also kind of maybe see how the scores overall are going to look. Ginja, now known as McSwagger. Not sure if we're allowed to say that or not. RarXD, Jumbo J. There's a lot of... No, that's his name. Like, I don't know if that's Ginja's preference. But there are a lot of players that are not participating in this week, too, that are up in the top spot. So it should make for some exciting points changes.
So I do want to mention a score update. Geronimo Rhineland just got 1st on Yoshi Valley. Geronimo got 2nd on it. And now Geronimo's only 8 points behind Asuna for 3rd place overall in that group. And now we are going into Yoshi Circuit. And this is our final race, with this being race 7. And yeah, right? Yeah. So right now, Dave is going to be taking the shroom to take the cut, and X and TS and Chibi are currently battling right now for first place at the moment.
Trying to get a decent look as to who is bagging, and it doesn't look like any of the human players are. Maybe, actually, Kane is not, because Kane is in the pack right here behind Dave. Chibi there is in 2nd, and it's XNTS in 1st. Kane there going around, Stevens there, and it's going to likely be actually one of the Waluigis could be bagging, soft bagging at least in 7th.
That'll be Blue Tunic. More than likely, he's trying to make sure that he gets the shock dodge so that he could better move up into the pack. Now Blue Shell is going to be coming into play. Oz is going to get hit by the Blue Shell line, and he will throw the red right at Dave. So now Dave is going to be sitting in 5th. XTS will be getting hit with, oh my god, Stevens already moving up with a star, by the way. And Blue Tunic shock dodges, so there you go. So Blue Tunic got the shock dodge that he needs, and now Blue Tunic is currently sitting in 3rd place at the moment, battling X and TS and Stevens.
Kane getting redded out there. Now Chibi there right ahead of Dave, and Blue Tunic there in 4th. So you can kind of see, oh no, start ends right before the cut. Dave's going to have to go the long way around, as I think Kane is going to pass, but there's a lot of calamity, and that's karma there for Kane. The triple greens do hit. One of them at least does hit Dave, but he only gets 1 box here, and the red coming from likely Oz or Blue Tunic does strike him. Could be potentially another opening here for a shock, as there could be another one in play. Not sure if that will happen later or not. But Kane now moving back ahead of Dave, and there's the shock. Both are at boxes, so it'll be a drag race here for 6th.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, but I think Kane also got a golden shroom, so Kane is going to move up Oz will be getting third in that race. XTS got first, Stevens second, Oz third, Chibi got fourth, and Chibi beat XTS by 1 point overall from that race.
Dang. So kind of crazy. Also on room 2, they are also at Yoshi Circuit. So I was also having a moment of like, what is going on with 3 streams open, all Yoshi Circuit. And there's a shot coming into play here on the final lap of that race. It's going to be likely, potentially Asuna that could be in first. It's going to be one of the DKs.
Oh, I believe so, since you did 17 races.
Did it crash after 17 or on 17?
So you got after 16 races, and you have one more
17,
because
18,
you only
yeah.
did because you only did 16 races.
Yeah. So that the race that crashed doesn't count, and then this will be the final race. Rylan sneaks. Oh, actually, well, that's the overall scores there. Not sure what that placement was specifically, but no changes in the top 4 to room number 2. Going in a water park here for the last race of room number 1. Going to be getting a little wet. Playing around in the park. No socially distancing, maybe not. As none of the water parks in Vegas are. Fun fact. They got nearly shut down.
A little wet. Also, sorry, I'm still trying to figure out the score from Group 2 because I believe Dramo is now like maybe 4 points behind Asuna for third. So I'm kind of just waiting for his stream to actually show the score. And looks like they had a random join their room.
GG's. Obviously, when you're playing in a tournament, you should turn your settings off, prevent a random from joining, or even if someone is watching on stream and they see their friend in this tournament. And yeah, it's going to be oh man. So
Geronimo's only 2 points behind Asuna for third place. Oh, that is close. But anyways, back to Group 1 race. Right now, you will have Oz currently sitting in second place. Dave is going to be sitting in third. Chibi is sitting in third now, so that means XNTS is currently sitting in first. So this is huge for XNTS if he wins this.
it is Ozuranium up there, but yeah, that huge gap to first. Something to keep an eye out for. As Dave here, going to likely go into the star, avoid getting hit by that red. More reds coming from the back. I believe that could be potentially from Blue Tunic here as Stevens also playing a factor. Oz in second, Dave in third. Red is going to likely hit Dave here. And that one's going to be, I believe, from potentially Stevens. Does get one box, and it's going to get redded again. And as you can see, the whole cavalry is passing Dave here. Dave now moves back down to sixth.
Oh, and the shot comes in play, and the shot Chibi on the cut. Oh, this is huge. This is a huge momentum shift right here. And Chibi threw the blue onto Blue Tunic. Oh my god, but Blue Tunic also had a bullet bill, so I believe, with that being said, that should be enough for XTS to be first overall.
Yeah, like by a point or two. I'm thinking so. Maybe that could have stung a little bit for Chibi. But again, Chibi, also does need some points because he did stop halfway through to go eat last time. So Chibi is actually entering in this week in 17th place out of 19 players. But I don't fear for Chibi. Chibi can easily make it into the top 12. But to your point, that could have just decided the room. And ultimately now, as this other group is finishing Ribbon Road, fortunate for Jory, I think.
Oh, he shot down just for falling off. Oh,
did he?
Yes, Drama might be able to beat Asuna right here and get third
place. He's
place.
in second.
Oh,
he throws it back. I don't think he's going to be able to get first, but definitely going to be able
to. It's fine. He just needs to make sure that he finishes above Asuna, and he does. Dremel just clutched third place overall in that group from this.
Asuna getting 7th, and oh man, getting 12th there.
Oh my god!
Shout outs to the random. coming in for the final 2 races and not being able to beat any bots. Rylan at 304, Sneaks at 271, Geronimo 240, beating out Asuna there. Mario Party King and Boo 7, both at 178, and Unimunchi at 171. Very solid run from her.
Also, the one thing I want to mention with Mario Party King as well, he scored 178. I believe he missed like 2-3 races. So for him to already had caught up to Boo 7, that was actually very good for Mario Party King.
I did see that. That's why I thought that maybe the second group was going to be a little bit behind, because it looked like Mario Party King wasn't able to get in, and maybe they were still waiting, but that's not the case. So, oh man, I don't know. I think we're going to have to tabulate these scores, maybe get an update now, or I don't know. I'm down to relax and wait and see what.
I'm like, so, because here's the thing, I'm pretty sure, because based on the scores that Stevens said, that was the scores before the DC, XNTS might have beaten Chibi by like 2 points, barely by 2 points,
1-2.
So that's I'm like at a loss of words right now. But with that also being said, Rylan scored 304 in their room. Those scores don't come close to 304. They're all, I believe, like it'll be at like 2.
I
I think it'll be at, because so XTS DC'd with 187 and scored, what was it? It was 90, 94, 90. Yeah. So that would only be, DC with 97. Thank you, Stevens. So that would bring his score to 284. So that will mean that Rylan did get first overall with that 304. With XTS getting that 284, and then oh my god, yeah. So, but the question is, did Sneaks get 4th place overall, or did Stevens get 4th place overall? That is the big question. With Stevens getting 89 for the last 8 races, and that's what we have to see potentially is between Sneaks and Stevens for 4th overall.
I think unofficially it's going to be Rylan, XNTS, Chibi, Stevens, Sneaks as the top 5. We're just waiting for the scores to officially come in. And yeah, Blue Tunic, I messaged Dave because you're listed as Blue Tonic. That'll probably get fixed.
Yeah, we're gonna get your name fixed, Blue Tunic. But you know what's weird? I told him fix it last week, but here we are.
I know other casters also butcher Blue Tunic's name, and I honestly don't get how hard it is. Like, it's honestly harder to say Blue Tonic when it literally says Tunic. But that's just me. What do I know? I used to try to teach English.
Most definitely. So we have Group 2 scores, and so Rylan with 304, Sneaks with 271, Dramo got 240. Asuna got 237. Mario Party King and Boo 7 tied with 178, and then Unimunchi with 171. That is Group 2's final score. So now we're waiting for what we see from Group 1.
So Geronimo with 1 start provisionally here in 9th. That is obviously going to change here in just a second. We do see XNTS, obviously he's going to be moving up here in just a second as well. But good run by Unimunchi, being able to get up to 171. Obviously, I think that helps having no DCs and having less players in the room. It's going to help her score out a lot. Boo 7 as well, doing pretty good there. Now roughly 13 points ahead of Unimunchi. And a good run there by Mario Party King, especially, like he did miss some of those races. I think that this is going to at least, keep him relevant there in that top 12 for sure, having a little bit of an advantage there. So, yeah, Asuna expanding on her performance, Sneaks as well, having a little bit of freedom to run in the room. And for Rylan, obviously going to be one of the players to beat now. We'll have to see what will happen next week Ryland once maybe R and Jesus will maybe put him back into his place with some of these competitors from room number 1.
So the thing is, as well, they sent it in the Discord. It's those screenshots. Yep. So with that being said, because it's like, with missing like people like Rar, Genja, Glitch, Jumbo J, and then getting Dramo, who this is his first week of doing this, and now also it's missing Blue Tunic's week's 1 score for some odd reason. Oh, gotcha. Okay, but now it's definitely like interesting to see what will happen if those people come back as well, and then especially with Geronimo already doing that well, getting 240 for his first week playing, and he did better than Glitch, Genja, MR, and Jumbo J. That should potentially help Geronimo out if he continues to do the rest of the MK League.
So just taking a look, XNTS unofficially has 284. And I believe Chibi has 281. My math is correct, but it does look like they are going to be appearing here on the screen in just a second here. Oh yeah, I think we also have to factor in Blue Tunic's week 1 score.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's actually bundled into his week 2 score, since his name was fixed. So something to keep in mind for Blue Tunic. You are going to have an absurdly high score, but databases, am I right?
Yep, databases. All right, so with that being said, officially now it will be Ryland who got first place overall this week with 304. XNTS getting second place overall with 284. Chibi with third overall with 281. And then that will mean fourth place will go to Stevens at 276. Sneaks lost the top 4 by 5 points, so that was actually pretty close. But the scores from the group 1 individually is Ryland, not Ryan. Ryan's not group 1. XTS 284, and then Chibi 281. Then Stevens at 276, and then you don't count Dave. You have Oz at 206, and Kane at 190, and then Blue Tunic at a number.
And Blue Tunic score will probably update here momentarily, but yeah, it just shows how close this is. Glitch, Ginja, RarXD not in competition. Geronimo able to actually surpass them there and kind of be in that bubble spot, but already a little bit of a gap between the 12 players that have been playing this full time and the part-timers. Obviously, that's an interesting label because we're only 2 weeks in, but already there, Geronimo is 68 points behind Unimunchi. Blue Tunic there, 179 and 210. So he's in 7th.
Those scores are flipped. So Blue Tunic got 179 this week, and he got 210 last week. Thank you for that update, Steven. We'll take that. But so the thing is as well, because with Geronimo getting that 240, he's actually only 68 points behind 12th place. And that will be Unimunchi currently holding that spot. And then another thing mentioned as well, with Mario Party King getting that 178 this week, he missed a total of 4 races. So imagine if he didn't miss 4 races, he actually could potentially be in the top 7, because he could have a little bit more than Chibi, or be right under Chibi, or tie with Chibi. So that's definitely interesting to see. Just a matter of what 4 races can potentially do to your score. It could literally, you could do so well in those 20 races, but because of you missing those four potential races, it's just slightly hearing your score. But those 4 races do matter.
They definitely do, and I think we're going to see these scores kind of mattering. Well, they're going to be adding up. So obviously, as we go through every single week, these scores are going to matter more and more. And yeah, it's going to be very close. And I think Unimunch is going to have some strong weeks to be able to hold off some ringers coming in from behind her. But I'm very excited to see how this is going to play out. Boost 7's been consistent. Kane's been consistent there. And yeah, Mario Party King honestly could have been up there with Blue Tunic. They were only 10 points off after week 1. And Mario Party King could have obviously surpassed that had he played all 24 of the races. So still everyone in a decent spot that has played today. They are in, besides Geronimo, in contention here in the top 12. But ultimately, though, going to need to find a way to keep their position and maintain it here over the course of the next 8 weeks of play.
And we will be having live scores coming in now. But with that also being said, you do want to look out for Rylan right now. Rylan is a new face coming into the league. He wasn't with us for Saturday Speedway. So he's definitely one of those people that look out for when it comes to getting into the top 12. And when it comes to that grand finals, that's definitely the main name you do want to look out for. Now, again, same thing I said with Glitch. If Glitch continues to do the rest of the weeks, that's also another name to look out for. Glitch is one of those players where you don't know how Glitch is going to play. That could hinder you because you're sitting there like, is he going to outrun me or is he going to outback me? And he's just going to hit you with a surprise. And like that's, if Glitch makes it into the top 12, that grand finals will definitely be interesting as can be.
Yeah, it'll definitely change for some of the top favorites. I think it's really going to be difficult choosing between some of these players that are in here. It's a very skilled group. And there's also going to be, some players trying to look and make a name for themselves in that top 12 as well. So, yeah, we'll have to see as things go forward. But I'm very much looking forward to how these next weeks will play out. And there you see Dave trying to sneak his way there into that top 12, trying to kick out Unimunchie. But it is going to be top 12 besides Dave. So, Unimunchie, don't let Dave bully you. You're still, at the moment, provisionally in. But we don't control the stat sheet. Dave does. So Dave does what he wants.
He really out here bullying people, just like, look at my score. I'm in the top 12. But again, I do want to say, for one, I'm surprised I didn't put a bet on this, even though, it actually did surprise me that Dave scored this high this week, whereas last week he scored 146. No, it's not broken. It's not broken. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how everyone fluctuates in their scores, where they go up and down. All right, Dave is banned from the stat.
Dave can just. He's like Vince McMahon. He can do what he wants because he's just the one in charge. But in reality, it's. Oh, and now we got to reformat the entire sheet because Dave's score is 6 digits, 7 digits. Oh, that's fantastic.
Jesus Christ! Someone help us! Someone help us!
I have no words. I'm trying to conserve my voice here.
Yeah, because you're trying to conserve your voice because of what's happening tomorrow, which is our other Mario Kart 8 tournament that will be happening. But this one is for charity, is for Extra Life. So if you're interested in doing that, if you already registered from last week, then technically you're already registered for these next 3 weeks. But if you haven't register, and then all your proceeds will be going over to Extra Life. And then also as well, we will be having our donation set up for the Extra Life campaign. So you could more welcome support the cause in chat. Or, if you feel lucky, if you want to bet on how much Dave is going to score during the charity event, then you can definitely do that. And if he breaks it, then you have to donate, because that's what me and Chris are doing.
I got to think of a stipulation overnight. I'm going to sleep on it. It might still be Baby Park. It might be something else, but I'll think of a good one.
But yeah, like, I think that's pretty much it. You know, that will be the end of week 2 for the MK League. We saw a lot of exciting things, and I'm glad we were able to have 2 different perspectives. From time to time, we were able to see what was happening in Group 2, and we saw all of Group 1. So it was, definitely good we were able to do that. And thank you to Geronimo for lending your stream. We do appreciate you for letting us use your stream in order to show what was happening in that group. But I don't think I have anything else to say. Chris, do you have any closing remarks? Or
Not really. I think it was an exciting week 2. 8 more weeks to go. In just the regular season. And again, we're going to be back tomorrow. So Karting for Kids will be a thing. It's going to support not only Extra Life, but ultimately the Children's Miracle Network, a really interesting charity. And yeah, I mean, there's still prizes on the line. You're helping donate to a great cause. But as of right now, it's really not a goodbye. It's a see you later. We're going to take a nap and then in 24 hours reconvene for another fun set of 24 races. So that's kind of it for me. But yeah, really enjoyed the racing today.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for tomorrow, even though might not see me casting tomorrow because of work, but it's okay. I'll definitely still be in chat supporting and egging on Dave. But yeah, until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow for Karting for Kids Week 2. And my name is Mega J Keezy, aka Jason Kilgore, aka the one with the mostest. Yeah, I'm just gonna add a new nickname each week. And alongside joining me is the Knight Speaks, aka Knight, aka Chris Cunningham. And until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And make sure everyone has a good night and be ready for tomorrow morning.
It's happening again. Extra Life, the 24-hour gaming marathon where gamers across the world raise money for our local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. It feels good to do something we love to help kids, but it feels great to get closer through the magic of game. We enter as friends and leave as real-world heroes for sick kids everywhere. Sign up online. Extra Life. Play games. Heal kids.
Who sounds incredible and looks good doing it? This guy, the Mod Mic USB. The Mod Mic USB is an incredibly high-quality microphone with a custom DAC, 2 audio modes, easy-to-reach digital mute button, and a patented magnetic system for attaching to any pair of headphones. In fact, it's so good, we recorded the entire video with it. The Mod Mic USB features 2 audio modes, a broadcast quality microphone for a full, rich sound, and a noise-cancelling mode, perfect for noisy environments. It attaches to your favorite pair of headphones, like this. And with the Kevlar reinforced cable, your Mod Mic USB will last you a long time. With the Mod Mic USB, you will clearly sound like yourself.
National Esports Association's collegiate esports programs can help you get in the game. If you are new to esports or have an existing program, we can take you from the minors to the majors. Turnkey tournaments from registration to live streaming to leaderboard. Professional casters bring live commentary to your fans. Collaboration with leaders in the industry like HyperX, Microsoft, and Ingram Micro. Esports is keeping students engaged in this new virtual world. The National Esports Association understands it's difficult to run programs in this new time of social distancing. We have turnkey events in Mario Kart, NBA 2K, Madden, Fortnite, Valorant, and Smash Bros. Plus, we can live stream entertainment to make it a fun, interactive event. Let us educate you and your team on the art of esports and help you get in the game. Play, win, repeat. The National Esports Association, helping shape the esport athletes of today to be the leaders of tomorrow.